and Scream Queens, and welcome back to the Horror Daddies Podcast.
A podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them.
And I am your film daddy, John.
And I'm your horror daddy, Carlos.
Carlos, we're tired as fuck.
Yeah, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day.
We had a successful adulting plus fun.
Yeah. And I went to Halloween Horror Nights. So
yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah. But what did we watch today?
We decided to watch 2011's The Cabin in the Woods. Evil Dead.
Right off the bat,
Oh,
it's a great movie.
yeah,
Come on.
Yeah. He didn't catch my
And
joke.
if you don't... Wait, what did you say?
I said we watched The Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead.
Carlos, I'm a little tired. I'm
Whatever.
sorry. You're funny, though.
I know I am.
It's a fantastic movie right off the bat.
This movie's great. I really like this movie a lot.
If y'all don't like it, I think you just don't understand it.
Don't understand cinema.
Yep, because it is great.
New York City.
Sorry, we finished watching What We Do in the Shadows, and it's amazing.
Yeah. No, but I really do love this movie. I remember when I first went into it. So if you guys listen to our Evil Dead 2013 episode, this is the movie I used to get Evil Dead confused with.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
Even though it's very different, it's just the cabin looks the same, like in the setting.
And there's 5 people.
Yeah,
It's
which
just
it plays off with that idea.
Yeah, it's just that watching Evil Dead is where it's very serious and very gory. You get into this one and it's like it's kind of taking itself serious, but there's also this comedy aspect because there's these people like, you know, that are underground that are kind of controlling the people in the cabin, and while they're having a fun weekend, they're kind of fucking with their weekend. I don't know if that's making sense, but
bear with us.
Yeah. But then, like, I like that each character is a trope and of like
it's like the stereotypical
slasher.
tropes, like in Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
like
Where,
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. So like, and the thing is that these people are all smart. But with the chemicals and like the people downstairs, they're literally turning them into tropes.
Yeah, exactly.
In order to fulfill the gods of we don't know what, but let's just say the world ended.
There's some lore in this movie that we're like, what the fuck is happening?
And it's really interesting. I do like that this movie, like towards the end, it shows us all these monsters. And like, I would have loved to see like a movie where like an anthology series of The Cabin in the Woods where like it's like we get anthologies of like the different monsters.
Ones.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm also okay with the outcome of this movie because they let the monsters wreak havoc at the end, so we kind of see a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that
it's
like
not a happy ending.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do like that also that all these monsters are like rip-offs of like other ones.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
And it's like it's a comedy where it's kind of parody, but it's also like a kiss to the horror genre of like all the things that came before it.
Of course. And it's like I think the comedy aspect of it really fits the movie because the movie when I first watched it, I didn't know anything about Cabin in the Woods. I remember doing the Halloween Horror Nights house and out of context because I didn't know about it. And I was like, well, this is kind of crazy. But when I watched it, I'm like, was so thrown off about like how it starts as a comedy. Like it's literally a comedy the first like 5 minutes.
Yes. Because we get introduced to 2 characters, which is Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford, who plays Sitterson and Hadley. And they're like these 2 corporate dudes, and they're talking about their wives and stuff. And it's like,
wait, what?
What? Did I sit in the right theater?
Oh my God, what is that?
Yeah, and then they do give us like a big jump scare as they're talking, and
it's like the title card.
Yeah, and they're just having a normal conversation, and it's really cool how they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we jump into the movie. Where we get introduced to our characters.
And it's like a super stereotypical 2000s movie with like the teens, like the girls like half naked. And you know, it's just like...
We get all those like
tropes
stuff. Yeah. I will say, so this movie was directed by Drew Goddard, and it was written by Joss Whedon and... I'm so sorry.
Joss Whedon, which, wrote the masterpiece, Avengers Age of Ultron, also helped finish Justice League.
he was also responsible for the first Avengers, which was and Buffy.
He had some stuff under his belt.
Yeah.
And then he did Justice League. I mean, he did what he could with that fucking mess.
Anyways.
Sorry, I can go on a rant.
So, and then Drew Goddard also helped out with the screenplay. And then our cast, we have Kristen Connolly as Dana. We have Zaddy. Oh my God. Chris Hemsworth as Kurt. We have Anna Hutchinson as Jules. And then we have Fran Kranz as Marty. And Jesse Williams as Holden. We also have Brian White as Truman. He's really funny because it seems to be his first day.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
And I love that they're like, that knowing what everything's about is not like being prepared. Yeah. And he's so nervous.
Yeah. And then we have Amy Acker who plays Lynn, and she's like the woman that's like trying to like, her character, she's always talking to Hadley and Sitterson, like what they should be doing or if everything's running okay, because we don't know if the world's gonna end. They're not listening to her. So this movie was, I believe, filmed in 2008 or 2009, which is why Chris Hemsworth looks super young, because by the time this movie eventually was able to come out,
it was after Thor, right?
Which was way after Thor. Yeah. So like that's why in this movie he looks super young, baby face.
Yeah, because he's like buff in Thor, but he's like slim, athletic. Like he looks really different.
Yes,
and he has also the buzz cut and everything.
Yeah.
But
this movie with a budget of $30 million, it ended up grossing worldwide $70 million, which is not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it made its money. Released April 13, 2012. So close to my birthday.
Oh, do you have a special connection with this?
2012. I didn't. You see, I didn't go see this in theaters. No. Mm-mm.
I think the first time I watched it was with you. I think you introduced me to this one. I was like,
that's the thing. I think when I did watch this, I had a double feature of both of the movies, The Evil Dead and Evil Dead and this, and I got
no fucking wonder. You're like, am I watching the same movie?
And I think later when someone asked me, let's watch a really scary movie, I was like, the one with the cabin in the woods is really scary.
And you were like, wait, which one?
Yes, exactly. exactly. So, but yeah, this movie is great. I really like what they did with it. But yeah, we'll jump into it. So we did get introduced to Hadley and Sitterson. Mm-hmm. They're having like a conversation about their wives, and like that the wife is trying to baby-proof the whole house. It's kind of weird.
It's like a dumbass. But the thing is that like also you see the cover, you see the intro and everything, and it's so different. But then it jumps to like this weird two guys just joking around with each other.
So I'm like, are we in the right movie?
Yeah,
exactly. As a first time watch. And we had two friends over, and I'm like, I want to introduce you to this movie. One, because we're gonna make an episode on it, and two, because I think it's really great. I think you'll like it because it's not scary and it's interesting what it does. It's a comedy, and she because she asked for comedy, so like
it's a good horror movie to start with. But
I feel also,
like it's not scary that you'll be like there are some jump scares that are gonna get you, but it's also a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, and if you're a horror fan and then you get to the end, you kind of like, oh, that's from that, or that's from that.
Because it's like Easter eggs. There's so many Easter eggs. Like there's one scene that has like over 100 Easter eggs or whatever. Yeah, like it's crazy.
There's a really, if you look up on YouTube, I don't have the video with me, but there's a really good video on this of like all the Easter eggs in this movie.
It's wild,
and it's really crazy how many there are. Like if you don't know everything, you're not gonna get them all.
It's kind of wild, but I think it's like also super long. That video, it's like
it's a long video because
30 minutes or something.
It's a lot of them. So yeah, they're just talking, and then as they're driving down their little work area, like we get this big title car, but it scares you because it's like
screaming.
A loud and then we cut to our teens and we meet Dana, Jules. Jules just dyed her hair blonde because this comes back later.
Yeah. I'm telling you, everything comes back.
Yeah. And then Dana, she I guess broke up with her teacher. Horrible.
And it's weird because her friend's like, "What's the wrong part? That he was fucking her students, or that he broke up with you because of some bullshit?"
Yeah. And then we get introduced to Kurtz, who is Chris Hemsworth, and he's like the jock guy. Yep. But even though he's a jock, he's not your typical jock in the slasher movies where he's really smart.
He's like a smart guy. He has like full college tuition. Like he's actually like he's a nice guy also. Yep.
And he brings his friend Holden, for Dana, and he's really smart too. And he's real sassy. And I don't know if y'all seen the videos going around Twitter that he did that one play where you see full frontal, but just saying. But yeah, so then we also meet Marty, who Marty, he's the pothead.
He's the Shaggy.
And yeah, I personally don't smoke, but he has a really cool bong in this movie.
It's actually kind of badass.
And I'm like, I kind of want it, but I don't need that. But it's really cool
just to have it.
Yeah.
So he's driving, and we see like a side profile of him, and he's just like drinking coffee because he has like one of those like what is it?
Well, he's smoking.
No, but like it looks like he's just
Yeah.
It's like it looks like a thermos, I guess.
Because when he drives by, you see he's hitting it.
Yeah. But he's not. It's not just coffee. It's like a giant bong that when he's grabbing it, it looks like he's just drinking coffee.
Yeah.
So it's like incognito.
Yeah, and then he like puts it back into its place, and then like the bong part, I guess it's like the handle, so he just puts it on and just keeps walking with his little mug.
I'm like,
it's
that's
really
so smart.
I wonder if it exists,
I don't know. It feels like too good to be true.
right? Or if it exists, it's probably expensive.
Oh hell yeah!
But
Especially for this movie.
But then they head out on their journey to the cabin.
It's just a vacation.
They're
There's no
having
reason.
they're just doing a weekend out of town, which I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's fun.
But as we're panning out, we see that someone's spying on them.
And they're like, oh, they left the nest or
Yeah,
whatever.
and we come back, and it's the people that the two guys, Citizen and
What was this?
I forgot his name already. I'm that tired.
Citizen and Hadley.
And Hadley, they're like, okay, cool.
They're preparing for something.
Yeah,
It's like
we
a
don't
big
know.
day.
We don't know what's happening yet.
Because they're like, good luck. Like everyone in the office, like, good luck. And then they're like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
And
then
they're talking about Japan and shit. Like,
yeah, like, and then
like,
if
we're
you
gonna
look,
beat them.
yeah, if we look at the monitors, we see that some countries already been defeated. We just don't know what's going on. And then we do get a glimpse of Japan. It's like a whole bunch of little girls dealing with a demonic spirit in a classroom.
Which is like Ringu or...
It has to be. And I'm like, no, I can't be doing that. Please, I'll stay in America for that one.
Yeah, hell no. And she's like possessed. She's like floating and shit. It's like the Grudge type shit.
Yeah. And then they stop at this gas station, which is like a fucking like
Texas
such a
Chainsaw
trope
Massacre.
that it reminded me of Wrong Turn, like
Yeah.
the original when the guy stops for directions and the guy's just drinking
It's like
Pepto
the
Bismol.
creepy
You have to
old...
go back to that franchise.
We do.
Oh
God.
and then this guy's fucking rude.
Yeah, he's
Metacore is his name. Metakai, Meta something.
Let me see. What's his name? Yeah. What the fuck? Mordecai.
Mordecai.
It reminds me of a regular show.
He has a really funny scene coming up after
yeah.
this, which is really fun. So
he's like the typical MAGA hat fucking weirdo.
that's what yeah, and he's really creepy. Obviously he needs to pump gas for them. He pumps a little gas for them.
I like
but
that
then,
joke. It's like, does this even know what cash is? Because it's like that old timey gas.
Super
pump.
old. But he's super rude, and then he calls Kurt's girlfriend a whore.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "What you say?"
And Chris Hemsworth's like, it's like,
Daddy, chill.
he gets angry.
But no, protect your girl. But it's something that if you once you do a rewatch, you pick up on what's going on.
Oh yeah, it's like he's already kind of like,
because this guy also knows what's going on. So he knows which one is gonna be the trope for what. So he sends him off the way, and then you see that as they're going through this tunnel, you see an eagle flying, and it hits a fucking invisible border.
Yeah. Which looks kind of crazy. It looks a little terrible with this, and I think it's because this the steelbook that we have,
it's 4K.
It's like 4K, so I think it's just like old graphics
Enhanced.
in 4K, so it looks a little weird.
Or stuff we just never paid attention to because we never did podcasting before.
I guess that's true.
So now I feel like now we're really picky. I don't know, but
our taste has just gone. We're A24
cinema. You call me Jackie Daytona. No, but so yeah, they get to the cabin, and the cabin is very reminiscent of Evil Dead.
It's like almost exactly.
It just doesn't have the swing outside on the porch, and I don't think it has like the actual like a big porch like that one does.
What is that called? The awning. It doesn't have an awning either.
Yeah.
So it's like it looks, but it's exact. It looks almost 1-to-1 to it. When they go into the house, they do say, "Oh no, it's later." It's they play Truth or Dare, and they mention a moose. And I think it's because in the Evil Dead house there is a moose. head.
But we do see the wolf head here. This is when because we cut back to the laboratory, and I think they're placing bets of what's gonna happen, who's gonna survive, what monsters are they gonna trigger.
So what they bet on is what which are they gonna activate first? Like, because there's different ways that. So I guess there's different items that will summon different monsters that they have in collection. So when they go to the attic, they find like it looks like what is that called from Hellraiser? The cube? I forgot
the box.
The box. Bro, we're so tired. My 2 brain cells are like really trying hard.
But it's not a box, it's a ball.
It's a ball.
We do get a Hellraiser like monster but instead of nails, it's saws.
Yeah. And
it's
then
kind of hot though. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
You literally were watching. You're like,
like,
dang, he's actually really hot.
Yeah.
Then we have a book that's like a leather book, which is reminiscent, I think, of the Kandari.
And it's the
Necronomicon.
diary of the little girl that's in that family, the zombie family.
Yes.
Which is the monsters and the main monsters for them in this movie.
And it's like, it's a bunch of shit, and they're all grabbing different things, and they're all fucking with it. So it's like this tense scene of like, ooh, which one is gonna activate whatever. And then what happens is that they read their journal, and there's like a little phrase that kind of summons them, and they read it out loud. Obviously,
do y'all see why I was confused?
it's kind of wild.
Yeah,
but then everyone celebrates because it's like the zombie redneck family are resurrected.
So whoever betted on that won money.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that whole office area is just us just like celebrating everything. But we didn't go over like when they get to the cabin, they're splitting up their rooms.
Oh yeah,
is it No, Dana and Holden end up in next to each other, but then there's a really creepy painting, so he takes it down. But there's what are those mirrors called?
It's like a one-way mirror.
It's a one-way mirror.
She Dana seeing herself, and she's like, it looks like they're staring at each other, but then you realize that Dana's kind of like fixing herself in the mirror, and
it's not a fucking window. Like, hey neighbor.
But then Holden is just like, oh shit, this is kind of cool. Yeah. And then she starts taking her clothes off, and he starts getting uncomfortable. So good on him.
And that's the thing. It's like they're not their typical actually no, because he's supposed to be the scholar. It's just that they're all smart, but then they kind of give them labels.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's kind of they do what they can.
Yeah.
They kind of go, you're good enough.
Because Dana's supposed to be the virgin, but she kind of clarifies that she's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, later on in the movie. But yeah, he kind of like, hey, this, and then they show each other, and then they're like, that's fucking weird. Who the fuck lived here before? Or because I think it's Chris Hemsworth character's uncle that owned the cabin.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So this is kind of weird. So they switch rooms, but then Holden starts getting naked, and she's like, oh
shit.
But then she feels a little guilty too about it. But then she looks at the painting. She's like, oh, no. So then she covers it with a blanket. I would just put the painting back down. I'm like, hey, Holden.
Hey, Holden, what's up?
You see?
Yeah, I love that
she's better than me.
I like that she goes, oh, you're so nice. Thank you for being so decent. And then she I just imagine her actually taking it down, being like, I never said I was decent.
Hold on, because he knew exactly what he was doing when he got into that room. Because as soon as he walked in the room, he's like,
that's true.
I know she's watching. So hold on. She's watching.
Yeah, let me show my abs.
Yeah.
Like, that's so true.
He knew what he was doing too. He ain't stupid.
I didn't even think about that. That's very
true. He's like, let me switch because I know you're going to look a little bit.
You're nothing but a trashy hoe.
Okay, in what? But yeah, then we keep cutting back to the office. Then they go swimming, and there's like and Chris.
It's like a fun scene with just to see their chemistry.
Yeah,
and they're like super nice to each other, honestly.
But here's the thing: as the day keeps going, if you notice, their characteristics starts to change, especially Kurt and Jules.
Yeah,
she's starting to get more stupid.
Yeah, because she you can tell that she's smart. Even the scene with the teacher, when she talks about the teacher, it's like you're like, oh, she has some sort of like sense to her, you're right. Like she's not the typical dumb blonde. But then they make a joke about like, oh, she is the dumb blonde.
Yeah, because we find out that they spiked her when she dyed her hair. They spiked the dye,
and the scientists from the laboratory like fixed it to make it to where there's chemicals that make her dumber over time.
Yeah. So she's starting to act like that typical real sexual stupid character, and then Kurtz is acting like that typical jock that towards the end or towards the night he starts acting so stupid that he's like that annoying jock from like those F-13 movies. because he's drinking, and I wonder if it's the drink that's making him do that.
Yeah, and that I don't think they
Because
ever
they don't
his.
explain his really. But then we also notice that throughout the woods they have like these things that let out chemicals too.
And they do mention that it's supposed to leave like pheromones, and it like increases your libido. So it's like they want to fuck immediately.
Yeah, because they're like in a dome.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, in the Simpsons movie Throwback when they put the whole town in a dome.
Great comparison.
Thanks, Boo. So they're in a dome. So they're even able to control the fucking light, the weather, and the lighting.
Everything.
It's really weird.
It's kind of crazy.
But it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It's fun. It's just like a fun, like obviously it's not realistic at all.
Yeah.
But it's fun to think about because then you can be like, oh, this is happening in every movie. Like it's good seeing it in that way.
We also this Jules girl, she made out with a wolf head, which was really weird.
Oh my god, she's a complete slut.
And it's like because they're
playing truth or dare. Yeah.
And it's like I dare you to make out with that wolf head or whatever. And she, instead of being like, oh, kind of like ew, nope, she is full on
because
like I'm a fucking...
by this point she's already her character.
That's true.
The stereotype she's supposed to be. Her stereotype is supposed to be, and they say it in the movie, so the whore. That's what she's characterized as.
You're not saying that.
And then Chris Hemsworth, Kurtz, he's acting like stupid.
And
like
the
they're even
they're like, why they're not acting like themselves? Well, Marty is.
Yeah.
Or Morty, whatever.
I think Marty, this is what happened with Marty. Marty's smoking so much that I think the weed was not letting the other chemicals affect him.
Yeah, probably.
So he's realizing what's happening, and he's like, I think shit's happening here.
Yeah, it's weird, and they're like, "Nah, you're just high as fuck." And
yeah,
he's like, "No, I swear to God, like it's weird."
So yeah, then they find the book. They summon these people. Kurtz and Jules go have sex, and they start getting frigadicky.
And in the laboratory, they're like, "Oh, like these, they're celebrating all the people that won." And there's one girl that goes, "I said zombie," and they're like, "Well, zombies is separated from zombies, redneck family."
Yeah,
you see it, and they're like, maybe next year.
But then you also have all the guys watching Jules get naked because they're like, "Oh, boobies."
Yeah, and they're like, I love that scene because you have this crazy kind of spooky scene, and then it cuts to everyone just like,
Yeah, it's so stupid.
So dumb.
So then, as they're doing it, and she's on the ground, she sticks out her hand, and her hand gets stabbed. So they get attacked by the zombie peoples. She dies. Then Chris Hemsworth gets away. Marty's outside, like freaking out because he don't know what's going on. And then you see that there's a little girl behind him, like a zombie girl, and Kurtz comes and like he fucking elbows her,
just boom.
Yeah, and she does a flip and everything. He goes, "Get inside, this killer's." And you know what I mean? That would have been me.
It kind of reminds me of the As Below, so
As Above, So Below.
That one.
Oh yeah, because she does that in that movie. Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, and throughout this whole thing, Truman, he's like, "What is going on? What are y'all doing in this job?"
Yeah,
it's like,
which I do think his name is an Easter egg because this is
Truman
like a
Show?
Truman Show.
Yeah,
it's technically the same concept. It's just
true.
Horror.
That's true.
Which I do love that.
Yeah.
I think it is on purpose. So
probably. So they get inside. Dana's like, "No, we gotta go get Jules," and Kurt's like, "No, she's dead." And she opens the door to this big old zombie dude in front of the door who carries like a chain bear trap,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
and he like tosses that and grabs your ass.
Yeah,
and he's like strong as fuck. He's like a Michael Myers almost.
Yeah,
because he's unstoppable.
He does a Michael Myers thing later where he tilts his head. Mm-hmm. So she's like, "Oh, I gotta go get Jules." So he's at the door. He gives her head, and I'm like, "There you go, baby. You got Jules."
You know what they say?
Close the door now.
They say, watch out for what you wish for, because life throws you a curveball and you got to make lemonade out of it.
And he did throw it, and it curved, and it rolled, and everything. So, like... But this is when they close the door on him. They manage to close the door. They're like, "Oh, we got to stick together. Let's jump out a window and stick together." And, excuse me. And then everyone in the lab is like, "No, fuck. We got to get them to split up." So they spray some pheromones to Kurt, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, nah, let's actually split up. That's a bad idea." But then Dana and Holden also get like, "Yeah, that is a good idea to split up." Yeah. And then Marty's like, "What are y'all doing?"
Yeah, and then but they split up.
I think the weed is helping him not get affected.
Well, they do mention later, like, wasn't the weed spiked or whatever, and the scientist lady goes, "We did our work" or whatever. So I don't remember. I mean, again, I'm working on two fucking brain cells right now.
Yeah.
So it's like we could have missed something, but
Because
I don't remember them mentioning it.
like them three got affected by that whole split up chemical they did, but then he wasn't because he was like, "What?
Yeah.
No." But then they all run to separate rooms, and so does Marty. So maybe, so they're all in separate rooms. Chris Hemsworth is fighting off I don't know who. Marty finds a camera.
Oh yeah,
He ends up finding the camera.
So a lamp falls,
Mm-hmm.
and it's obviously there's a wire there. I don't know how the fuck he caught that because I would have never caught that.
I would just be like, "Oh, the wire broke."
Yeah, it's like super tiny, and he's looking at it, and the what are the names again? Sitterson and Hadley are like, "Oh fuck, this is not good. We gotta kill his ass."
Yep.
And they're trying. They're really trying their best. We never explained that when Jules died, we see like a close up of like a blood trail.
Oh yeah, because they're sacrificing them to something,
and it doesn't show us, but we see like blood flowing somewhere.
Yeah.
Is this when Chris?
So
Nobody dies right now, right?
No, but no. So this is
yeah.
when Marty they do like a Friday the 13th kind of homage here, where he gets grabbed through the window.
Yeah.
And we think that other zombie kills him because we just take him and then he takes him off screen and you hear stabbing and blood going everywhere.
And then
we just
get a
don't see nothing.
close-up.
Yeah. No, we cut to Dana.
You don't get the close up of the blood?
Oh yeah, we do.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
we
gonna
do,
make
we do.
sure.
The blood, yeah. And then we cut to Dana, and then Dana and Holden managed to find a cellar. Wait, cellar. The floor, a hatch
Yeah.
through the floor.
You're like, wait, ceiling? Cellar.
Yeah, whatever. And then they tell Kurtz to go to the basement, so they get in the basement, and then fucking Holden gets fucking got with the bear trap, and then Dana saves him, and then Kurtz come back out, and they're all leaving. This is when they leave in the RV.
Oh yeah.
But then we see that there was a hand on the RV door, so there's like, oh shit, something's in the RV.
Something might be in there.
But as they're escaping, they fucking they block the tunnel they came through with rocks. They break the tunnel so
And
they
that was
can't get out.
And that's the whole thing. They were like scared because they forgot to. They looked at the tunnel and they're like, "Holy shit, we didn't blow up the tunnel earlier. Something happened."
Mm-hmm.
So they're like struggling in the laboratory, like trying to break the whole tunnel.
Yeah.
It explodes while they're in there, so they start backing up.
Yep.
They're like, "Oh shit!" But they end up falling.
Yep.
And it's this whole like crazy event.
Yeah. So then this is when Kurtz gets the great idea to like, I can jump on my motorcycle, make it to the other side. It's not far actually.
Yeah,
So
he says like
could,
5 feet, right, or something like that.
Oh, it's more than 5 feet.
Was it
Because
more than
5
5?
feet, I could jump that. But
That's true. I thought he said 5 feet.
something about 5 feet. But I think he said it was something about having to jump, but he has to go full throttle and jump, and he can make it. So
It's like this crazy
it's really
scene.
funny because my friend forgot about the whole bird thing that happened earlier.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you watch this and you forget about that, this is kind of shocking.
It is. It's a fucking because it's
Yeah.
so. It reminds me of like the ending of Friday the 13th. Where
Yeah.
it's like so calming, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna do this.
He's gonna make
gonna
it,
save
and then he
him.
gives this great speech. He's like, "I'm gonna come back with many guns and cops and helicopters. I'm gonna get
He's
y'all
like,
out."
even if I fall, if I fail, I'm a crawl. I'm gonna limp my way to get some
Yeah.
help. And he's all this hero. He's like, I'm gonna do this for Jules.
I mean, he is Thor. So
I'll do this for Jules.
as he jumps, he hits the fucking
The force field?
the force field,
It
and just
explodes.
falls to his death. And my friend had forgot about it, so she was in shock. And I was like, "Girl, don't you remember the bird from earlier?"
She's like, bitch, I forgot.
Yeah.
So funny.
But it was really fun to see someone that forgets that.
Yeah, it's
Because-
because it's shocking. It catches you kind of off guard.
Do you think it would have been better if like we didn't see the bird thing happen and then this was
If
a
that
shock?
was a reveal.
Because I wonder if they were in their heads thinking like, "Oh, this might like piss off audiences. Like, where did this come from?" But at the same time, it's like we know they're being watched, so
Exactly.
there's no way out.
I guess so. I do feel like the bird thing kind of ruins that shocking
Yeah.
surprise. If you
Unless you're someone that forgets about it.
unless you forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have liked if they removed that. But I mean, at the same time, it's like it doesn't really bother me that much because it's still like a shocking thing.
Because you're also like, and it's people that know are like, this person's about to he's about to die. Yeah.
It
And he doesn't know it, but we know it.
it would be great if they just kept it at that scene.
I think it would have been more shocking if
Yeah.
we didn't see the bird thing.
Yeah, because it's like you then can be like, oh shit, they're actually stuck.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they can't leave, and it's like
Exactly.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Oh my god, what was I gonna say? Fuck
He
it.
forgot.
I forgot.
They go back into the RV, Dana and Holden. They're like, well, fuck, we got to find another way out. So as they're driving back to their cabin, Holden here gets fucking stabbed through the neck.
Dude, it's gruesome too. And that's one thing I do like. The gore in this movie is really fucking well done.
It's really good. And then fucking Holden dies. Dana makes it out. She swims out. She almost gets got by the zombie. And then as she makes it to the dock, we think she's safe. And then they just start the butcher, the big zombie dude with the bear traps, just fucking her up.
Dude.
And I like it that it's just happy music, and we pan out, and we're like everyone in the lab is celebrating because they killed everybody. Because we also see all the blood trails happening as the people die, and then it's just them celebrating. Oh, we did it! We saved the world. And in the back, you see Dana dying the whole time for like 5 minutes.
Yo, she's getting her ass whooped.
Yeah, and then
hey bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick, bitch.
And they're also celebrating because they were the reason why they won. They got first place because I guess Japan failed. Like all the countries failed.
All the countries failed, but Japan failed because the little girls in the classroom managed to control the ghost and like get rid of it. And they prayed her away and turned her into a frog or something.
Yeah, and I love that they were so nervous because they're like, "Fuck!" Like now everything it's on us.
Yeah, because Japan was always number 1 and the U.S. was always number 2. So now and then they felt like, "Oh shit, we actually did it," because the zombie family are always 100% guaranteed you're gonna die.
Even though fucking Hardly is like, I would want to see a merman.
Yeah, he still wants
he
throughout the whole movie he wants
merman.
to. Yeah, so then he gets a phone call, and they're like, "Hey, I don't think everyone's something we don't know what's saying on the other side, but they're like,
there's a red phone, and they hear it ring, and they're like instantly nervous.
Yeah,
they're already celebrating.
Yeah,
and they say, oh, they also made the they also tell us that the virgin doesn't need to die. As long
she's
as
an
the
option.
Last person, it doesn't matter what happens.
Which is like a typical slasher. Either the final girl makes it or she doesn't, but it's still a satisfaction.
And it's also like about her suffering.
Yeah,
like as long as they suffer, it satisfies the gods.
The gods. So this whole time when we thought Marty was dead, Marty wasn't dead and saves her. So Marty was a fake out. So now they're like, oh shit, we fucked up.
And then all the things that were going wrong, it has been Marty in the background kind of tweaking some shit.
Yep.
And that's why they're like, they thought it was a glitch that was happening, and they kept blaming their like maintenance people or whatever. And they're like, it's not our fault. Like, you know that. And they're like, you guys are so silly.
Yeah.
You know, don't fuck it up next year.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I'm telling you, it's not. Everything was fine.
So then he shows Dana a way out. They go through like this elevator, and it's like this cube, which I think is to reference to the Cube movie. And then we start seeing them going through this elevator, and the first thing we see is like a werewolf,
which is a horrifying werewolf.
It really is scary. I was like, oh no.
I'm surprised that no more movies don't make them like
that.
I
would hate to run into a fucking werewolf like that.
Because he's also like, he wasn't CG, right?
No, it was a suit.
It was like a suit, right? Because it looked really good.
At least it looked like a suit to me.
It was scary.
Yeah,
man.
and then they start panning out. We see a ghost. This is where we see the saw head guy, the bus cutter. I don't know his name.
Yeah, they're both looking at something, and
Marty's looking at a ballerina.
It's like a ballerina girl
with
when
just
she
teeth.
turns around, and it's like has like a mouth within a mouth. It's fucking weird.
And then she sees the pinhead homage guy with
Buzzsaw.
the ball. Yeah. And honestly, I was like, him just standing there looking at her very sad. I was like, he kind of hot. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
He kind of. I love you.
A little bit. Like Vin Diesel went to hell and was like, from family, the Cube.
She's so fucking beautiful.
Yeah. So then they managed to get out, but the people are already on their trail saying, y'all need to die.
Yeah.
So we're going to kill y'all if y'all like it or not. So then what happens is that they go into like this room, and then they start releasing all of these monsters, and all of these monsters just fucking wreak havoc on this whole laboratory.
Yeah, they're just pressing buttons, and they're like, fuck it. And it's like the famous elevator scene.
Yeah.
Where it's like this hallway filled with like, I don't know, SWAT members or whatever.
Yeah, SWAT people.
And all these monsters come in. This was fucking cool. I love this scene because it's so chaotic. And it's like this giant anaconda, which obviously is a reference to Anaconda.
It's a cobra.
Oh, it's a cobra.
Because it goes.
Oh, yeah, it's true. How did it go? Like?
It goes. But
There's
Yeah,
like
it's
different shit.
there's a clown, there's a unicorn,
Oh yeah,
there's like the strangers kind
There's,
of
like,
look people,
giant bat things.
Yeah.
There's like zombies.
purge kind too.
Oh, the strangers.
Yeah, there's like this robotic transformer that's just murdering people left and right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool monsters. There's this giant bat that screeches.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a siren type shit.
Mhm.
You know.
But yeah, there's havoc going on everywhere. Scientists are dying. We're seeing it through TV screens. All these deaths going on. It's really fucking cool.
Wasn't there like a Jurassic Park scene?
Yeah, there's like a reference to Jurassic Park where like you see it through a screen and you just see like a leg come down, which is kind of reminiscent of the Velociraptors in the movie.
In the kitchen scene.
In the kitchen. And then Dana and Marty, I believe, get split. No, they make it.
They stay in that room.
Yeah, they stayed. No, but they end up downstairs.
Oh yeah, you.
They end up making it downstairs, but then before they get downstairs, we see that Ridicent, Hadley, and Jin try to get away. Hadley, no, what was the Truman?
Truman starts
gets
fighting off.
like these scarecrow people, but then they start ripping his ass apart. So he grabs a grenade, and just blows it up.
His ass
Hadley,
up.
yeah, Hadley flies off. Then we get like this reveal's kind of cool, and it's
fun.
very like dramatic with the music and all.
Because it's like some like dust everywhere, and you don't see shit, and he's just kind of like
You just hear like steps coming towards
he's like,
him.
boom, boom, and then you see it's like this weird creature, merman.
It's a merman. He got his wish, and he's
Yeah.
like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
and it starts tearing them apart. And it's funny because they mentioned that the merman makes a mess, and it's a horrible cleanup thing to do. And it's because it has like
He has a blowhole.
a blowhole, right? Yeah, and it just starts spewing blood. It's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah, it would have been fun to see like the movie, because if the merman has obviously like a mermaid tail, so it would this movie would have to been like them at the lake the whole time.
that's
Like
true.
they just have to avoid the lake if you think about it, unless the merman just crawls the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
but they
'cause
can
it's
run.
It's
Yeah.
crawling.
Yeah, but yeah, then Jin gets taken by a giant tentacle through the ceiling,
Oh yeah.
and then Sitterson, whatever,
Sitterson.
he gets stabbed by Dana on
yeah.
accident. His death is so anticlimactic.
Yeah, it really is. And what did he say? He said something.
He said something to her like, "Oh, you have to save the world, so you have to die or something."
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like they don't know what's happening. So it's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
what's so what this is this when we get the reveal?
So they go downstairs and they get to the room.
Yeah.
The room with all the tropes, and they look down and there's like, it looks like lava, but it's actually like the god sleeping.
Yeah.
And then we get Sigourney Weaver.
Fucking
Yeah, as the director.
Ripley.
Yeah. You know,
What?
did we see an alien?
Xenomorph?
Yeah.
No.
We don't see
I
something
didn't
like that.
I didn't see
Unless
it.
there's something like that, we just missed it.
There's also
There's
like
a lot of
scene
monsters.
with like all the monsters in like a cube, and you see like fucking what was it, the twins from
The Shining.
The
You see a reference to
Shining,
that.
Left 4 Dead. There's the Boomer or is it the Boomer? Yeah, I think so. From Left 4 Dead, they're there. It's really cool. That scene alone has so many fucking Easter eggs. It's actually really cool. But there's probably so many things that we missed. But
Yeah.
I don't think I saw a Xenomorph.
It would have
be
been.
in there.
I wouldn't say exactly a Xenomorph, but like a
kind
little
of.
bit like an alien reference.
Which maybe.
Yeah, but so she shows up. She's explaining them what they have to do. And they got to work with what they got. They got 5 people, so they got like they have the whore, the virgin, the
athlete,
athlete, the scholar, and the Joker.
and the fool.
The fool, sorry.
And
Same
I
thing.
love that Marty's like, oh well.
At least it's not like the stoner.
That dumbass bitch. It's like, well, there I am.
So she's like, Dana, you could live since you're technically the virgin,
Yeah.
but
It
he
doesn't
needs
matter.
to die.
And they're
Yeah.
like kind of like facing, they're like back to
She's behind him.
yeah, and immediately
She pulls
puts
out
a
the
gun.
gun and she goes, "It's you or the world." And I was like,
Damn.
you a bad friend."
that's a
Because one,
You're not a boss ass bitch.
yeah, because one, how do you know they're not gonna kill you after you kill him?
that's true.
Because you witnessed this.
Mm-hmm.
How we not know you're not gonna open your mouth?
Because it
Dana?
doesn't matter what happens to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is really funny too,
Mhm.
because Marty turns around and she goes, "I'm sorry, Marty." He goes, "Yeah, me too." As like the fucking werewolf comes out of the shadows and fucking attacks her, and
The most
he-
gentle werewolf as well.
Well, yeah, because she's getting fucked up for a good minute, but while Marty is fighting the director, and then the girl, the random butcher girl, zombie girl,
They show her for one scene.
Yeah, she comes. She's been walking slowly the whole time, but she makes it to them, and she goes to kill Marty because she's on her mission. She's doing her mission. But then he kind of puts the director right over him, so she hits the director on the head, and then
she
he
only
pushes,
has one hand.
one arm, so she can't get out. She can't take the axe out, so he just pushes both of them off the
It was
edge.
Smart.
Yeah,
Very smart.
And then he grabs the gun, shoots the werewolf, saves her, and I'm like, Dana, that's perfect. You lived the attack of a werewolf, so now you're gonna become a werewolf too. Call it Dana, American Werewolf in America.
The American werewolf. This is just a regular ass werewolf.
Yeah, but they're kind of sitting there. They start smoking a joint together.
Yeah.
She actually smokes from it because she's like, "We're about to die."
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
And then she's like, "Oh, I wonder what this weekend would have been like, or something." And he goes, "It would have been a fun weekend."
Yeah, and it's true.
If they got I wonder what this weekend would have been like if we would have been able to see the gods, because technically, if you think about it, they don't get to see it because the god hand comes right up from underneath them, so they instantly die.
They die.
But the rest of the world's gonna see this, and I mean they're gonna die. But it's like they didn't get to see like the apocalypse happen.
That's true. They just kind of don't get that satisfaction of being like, well, that's it.
Yeah, and like the movie ends on a sad note. The world pretty much ends because it comes from underneath the cabin and it just slams on the camera,
which is a cool shot too. It looks really interesting. Yeah, it's a nihilistic ending. So if you don't like those, we don't like you. I'm just kidding. We love you.
Wow.
I don't mean it. This is Tired John.
But yeah, that was pretty much Cabin in the Woods.
Honestly, I mean, what do you rate this?
So this is a perfect film for me. This is a 5 out of 5 for me.
It's a 5 out of 5 for me too. Look at that. It is a great movie. Yeah. I don't know why people dislike it.
That's why I got the steelbook. This steelbook is really nice, y'all.
Oh yeah,
for the ones watching, like it has a sleeve cover, and when you remove it, it's like the director sitting there.
Show the back.
Oh, and then the back is like all the monsters trying to come out of the elevator.
So cool.
It's really cool. But anyway, yeah, that's Cabin in the Woods, y'all.
Yeah, so like every movie, we go to Letterboxd and find a good review and a bad review.
Yeah.
Something that we might find fun, funny, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, Carlos, go first.
So my 5-star review goes, this movie is so clever and witty. It does a great job of poking fun at the horror genre while also maintaining an interesting story. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
My 1-star review, this movie was definitely trying to do something, and it's not a neat premise. I'll give it. Wait, sorry. Let me start that over. 1-star review. This movie was definitely trying to do something, and it was a neat premise. I'll give it that. Definitely not what I was expecting, but also just wasn't very good. Nope. And I'm just like, what do you want? You like the premise. It's not what you expecting. So doesn't that make it cool? Like, hey, I like when movies like, oh shit, you got me by surprise.
Carlos, it was great. It was a great movie, but I had a good time watching it. But I said, nah, fuck it. I had to like it. It's really dumb. You can never satisfy people. Honestly.
I know. People, nothing makes people happy anymore for movies, and it's like,
what is your good review? Did you already read it?
Yeah.
Oh, bitch, I didn't hear that. Oh, damn.
Wow.
I thought it was 1.
No, I did too.
I agreed with it.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm so tired. Okay, so my 1-star review. It's they went meta on horror films. Is that even fucking possible?
Hell yeah.
Scream?
Wait, hold on. Wes Craven's New Nightmare?
Yeah, like what the fuck you talking about?
Hold on. Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Should I keep going?
Apparently he needs more. I guess you can't do that. Horror films, you cannot do that.
Whatever. Bride of Chucky.
It's really dumb.
I'll keep going.
And then my 5-star, I have a husband bulge for this film, which is a joke in the movie.
That was in this movie?
Yeah.
Fuck, I thought I was watching something with another movie.
That's how tired we are, bro.
Okay. Oh yeah, it was Marty too holding.
Because Marty had a boner. I guess husband bulge means erection, but like
for Chris Hemsworth,
old timey,
and actually Jesse Williams too. I'm not gonna lie. So.
Yeah, for all of them.
But Daddy of the movie,
Damn.
Chris Hemsworth.
It's a hard one.
Also, when they tell me to pick a Chris, I gotta go with the Hemsworth.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry.
But
Not sorry.
this is a hard one because the other guy is also like attractive too.
Oh, he's super attractive. Like,
But-
I was like, and so did Chris take his shirt off. They both did.
Yeah,
So, like,
but Chris Hemsworth is Chris Hemsworth, you know.
Australian men. I just,
I don't know the level.
I know.
Yeah, but that's favorite kill.
Yeah, come on, Jonathan.
There's I know. I'm telling you, 2 brain cells.
Fuck. I mean, there's a lot of chaos going on,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna give it to the merman because he got what he wanted.
it's like a satisfying, but also
Yeah.
like he got it in the worst way possible.
He got what he wished for. He got
Yeah.
to see the merman, but also got the demise.
He got that what he wished for, but he wasn't careful because he got that curveball and didn't make lemonade out of
Yeah,
it.
exactly. We don't make lemonades. We make lemon squares. I don't know what that means,
But fuck it.
but fuck it.
Oh man, mine. I'm trying to think. I do like Julie's
Mhm.
death because I think there's a lot of tension on it and it's like very slow and you get it's like the Saw.
Oh yeah, because she gets to the head.
Her head gets
Yeah.
split, but it's
Yeah.
it's like they don't show it. It's implied
Mhm.
until he throws the head, and I think it's
Yeah.
just there's so much tension to it that I love how they filmed it, and it's also like you see her face of terror.
Yeah.
and she's like, holy fuck, like how
Mhm.
she's gonna die seems so painful.
Yeah, poor
And,
chick.
She got fucked up. Poor girl.
Oh, she sure did. But that's what you get for putting chemicals in your hair. Don't dye your hair.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Dye your hair. Do whatever
Do
you
whatever
want.
you want.
Be
Life's
bald.
short.
Yeah.
Fucking enjoy it.
Live. They live.
Oh, next movie next week.
No, actually, no. I have something. I have something else for next week.
Ooh, I'm excited.
But
But that's pretty much it, right?
that is pretty much it. So, it is obviously about to be October,
Mm-hmm.
and our 2-year anniversary is coming. Not our 2nd
2 years. Oh
2
my
years
God.
of Horror Daddy. So we started 2 years ago, 20 pounds lighter. Just kidding. But so I thought it'd be fun since we'll already be in October and it'll be a 2-year anniversary that we're gonna do a ranking
Ooh.
of the Halloween mask.
Oh, okay.
So the Michael Myers mask,
okay.
which
That'd
I
be
think
fun.
would be really fun
Okay.
because I hate some of them so much.
Yeah. Damn.
And
oh
some
my
are,
God.
and some I'm actually kind of like, okay,
Maybe
I'll let you
I'll
pass.
fuck with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. That'd be fun.
So we're gonna do that, and then join us for our 2-year anniversary, and then after that, I think our October schedule is pretty set. We're gonna do an episode on Hellraiser, the new remake, with a guest.
which is gonna be on Hulu if you guys haven't.
Yeah.
Just get ready for that.
Obviously Halloween ends.
Mm-hmm.
And then for our Halloween episode, it'll be obviously the next Halloween movie we're on because we're kind of all over the place because of this new Halloween stuff going on.
Yeah.
But technically, going in order from 78, we're on Season of the Witch.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think we have one more thing in between that, but I'll see.
We'll see. If anything, we'll change accordingly.
We're gonna get scary.
Yeah.
Mostly Michael Myers this October. Mostly Michael Myers.
Always. I mean,
Oh, and also Chucky season 2. We'll be covering that.
yes, which we're gonna have our
Mhm.
quick horror quickies.
Yeah.
That we're gonna it's gonna be an extra episode in the week.
Yeah.
And I'm already pretty much done with my script for the true crime, so I'll be uploading that probably Thursday.
Okay.
So hopefully everything works out. So
So y'all getting 2 episodes this
Look
week.
at that, damn.
Maybe.
and when does Chucky start?
And Chucky starts next week too.
So maybe 3.
Wow.
That's a lot of work.
Wait. It'll be by next week.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So if I do another true crime next week, you'll get 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, that deserves a like and a subscribe. If I don't know.
I think it does, and I also think y'all should check out our merch because it's beautiful. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Our merchandise.
It's
We got a Horror
gorgeous.
Daddies merchandise.
And I know the cold season is coming, and we got hoodies, we got sweaters.
It is nice,
Um,
comfy.
If
and-
y'all want us to drop our Krampus again, we'll drop it again. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, who knows? And please support us because it helps the
Mm-hmm.
show, helps us, with everything that we do
Yeah.
every week, and we are so thankful. If not, like I said, just a like, subscribe, and a comment helps us tremendously.
Yep. And our friends got home safe because they just texted me. So
Oh.
thank you.
Shout out to Nisha and Chris.
Yep. Thank you for letting me know. And remember,
Cleanse them. Cleanse the world of their ignorance and sin.
Dude, you have me on speaker? See you in your dreams. Mwah.